Hello, people watching videos on the internet that have to do with automobiles. Welcome to this. My 1974 RA21 Toyota Celica, housing a 2UZ V8 out of my dad's wrecked Toyota Tundra. Moose 0, Toyota Tundra 0. Nobody won in that situation. I guess the Celica won because it's gonna get a V8. Anybody who's ever restored a car from the 1970s before knows the task ahead of me is extremely challenging. The windshield and rear glass are getting reinstalled 2 days from now, and all of these pieces are needed to put that glass in. To accomplish this task, I'm using a bit of wax and grease remover, as well as a red Scotch-Brite pad and a once nice microfiber that I've completely ruined. The wax and grease remover, when you put it on the black butyl adhesive that holds your windshield in, will turn it into a liquid, disgusting robot diarrhea soup that will completely render it useless. But once it dries back out again, it turns into that sticky, gooey butyl adhesive. 25. I have 25 clips. The car takes 40 to install both windshields. Sheet metal is really sharp. Ask me how I know. These look like parts. Passenger. Ah, these are for the focus. So this is the part that's really hard. There's little dings and bends, and I have to somehow get those all out. It's one of those things where if you do too much, you're gonna make it worse than before you started. These are called smooth brain pliers because they're smooth. I got the power. Bow, bow. These things are a little bit big for the job, but I don't want to make this worse. Yeah, see, that's like got a wave in the center of it. So you can see right here, there's a little ding on this lip, and I think that's where one of the clips holds it on to the rubber butyl around the glass. So I just need to bend that down so it'll catch again, but not too much. A little bit more. My method is to just whack the shit out of it until, that's what he said. It looks like I'm hitting it hard, but I'm not. That's not what he said. Woo, look at that. Perfect. Perfect. One more. That's pretty good right there. These are body working hammers, which I'm going to utilize to bang out some trim. This is a dolly. It's cute. Thankfully, there aren't too many pieces that I had to work dings out. You can see it just barely, the little imperfections on the edge right there. I'm gonna use the back side of one hammer as a dolly and the front of the other. Try to get these little dings out. Man, I can barely feel it anymore. These are snack crackers for teething baby robots. The number corresponds to the grit. This is 3000, this is 320. Essentially what I gotta do is just sand those out gradually. Oh yeah, it allows you to see the high and the low spot, just like bodywork. Right there, you can see the high and the low spot from that tiny ding from sanding it at 320. It's so tiny. Oh no. I made it way worse. I'm gonna try to file down some of these little bumps and then I'll polish it out. This will make it even. 320 it. You can still kind of see the ding. Yeah, this actually works really good. Right there was the two little bumps. I filed it out and it's completely gone. Look at that. It's completely gone. There's two big dings on that. Because this car's trim is made out of 100% stainless steel, you're able to sand it down as much as needed to remove dings or imperfections, and then polish it back out. 800 grit next. Whereas most modern vehicles, it's just a chrome-plated plastic or a zinc-coated piece of tin or cheap metal that if you were to try to grind it down and polish it, you would completely ruin the finish. These do not last long. Done. Those are all ready for install. Time for a field trip. Field trip time. Field trip time. Hot. Nothing's hot. Field trip time. Hello, Forester Dump. Oh, that poor focus. It's covered in dust underneath this. I'm an idiot and I forgot my keys. My apologies for anyone that was wearing headphones, but that's exactly how it felt when I was in the storage unit and the alarm went off. Round 2. Now you're done yelling at me. Step on the go-kart. This is what I need. I know someone's gonna comment, yes, I know I need a bigger shop, but the world is very expensive and I just can't afford one right now. It's a good thing I got my car cover back here because this is nerve-wracking putting windshields in the back. Forrester Gump, I will see you soon. So I got a bit of a problem this morning. I have Beck, the glass guy, scheduled to put in both front and rear windows, and I don't have all the clips. I ordered them, but they're not gonna be here in time, so he can only do one of them.
So we do this on the Volkswagen, huh?
Yeah, the Beetle was the same type of windshield, wasn't it?
Same type of thing, yeah.
Oh, it's got the oil change sticker on it. 2007. Scottsdale, Georgia, RPS Automotive Services. This friendly tattooed gentleman has been doing windshields for as long as I have been alive. And if there is anybody out there I trust to do a job as difficult as this 74 Celica was with the original glass, it's definitely Beck. The cord just drops it right in where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat. The issue we are running into with this glass is the fact that the rubber molding is a factory OEM reproduction part since the Toyota stuff is no longer in production, and it was rather small, which made it very difficult to shift the glass into position correctly. Looks like it's a workout.
Look, it's just, yeah, it is. It's really, really tight.
Oh, like the gasket, you mean?
Yeah, see, that's not even, yeah, see, it's bottomed out already and it doesn't want to come in on the top yet.
So you're trying to get the rubber to stick to the glass?
Yeah, the whole thing's got to come in more.
Like seep to it?
Yeah, it doesn't want to come in all the way. See how, I don't know if I can barely even clip these clips. This is all, and it's slammed tight from the bottom and top. This is a really bad fit. Let me put a little while.
In a nutshell, what's going on is the windshield itself is physically sitting too high, as in it's closer to the roof than it is down by the hood. And the only way to slide the windshield down into position into the gasket is to just slap it. You just gotta slap it hard, but not too hard. If you slap it too hard and you're gonna break the windshield. But if you slap it just right and in the right places, that piece of trim will do whatever you want it to. And in this case, it clipped back onto the little clipper doodles and Beck pulled it off.
Because I get people that have me, you know, they try to get me to do their stuff and I go there and they'll hand me these moldings that are just trashed. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
It looks good, really, honestly, yeah.
Yeah, I would say that looks good to me.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
The fact that he was able to do this without breaking the windshield, and this thing's 49 years old, is amazing to me. Some of you might not understand this, the fact that I'm keeping this windshield banner, and it's not in perfect condition. You can see there's little bubbles and imperfections on it, but it's original. It's the same reason why I polished the emblems on the back, but I didn't repaint the white on the inside, because it's faded and aged, and I want to leave little elements of that. Next job. That's not gonna be easy. This is yet again another impossible to find irreplaceable piece that I must restore. And it's covered in adhesive foam wind blockage stuff. Considering this stuff is literally supposed to be foam with adhesive backing, it has the consistency of a brick and is almost impossible to try to remove. I'd say this thing has pretty much had it. There's not much life left in it. Rather than use another one, I'm gonna switch things up to the wire wheel. The whistle biscuit was good for getting all the big chunks off, but the wire wheel should be able to get the remaining little bits that are on there. Oh yeah. I just wanted to say I am happy for all of you that are getting to watch this rather than actually suffer through doing the job. 40 minutes later, I got it all off. That was... Don't act like you're surprised that this is happening. Still not good enough. I need some paper towels. Wax and grease remover. All this stuff might seem excessive, but if you repaint a car, you really should take all of this trim off, or else you're gonna have shitty paint adhesion and overspray all over everything. And if you do this, you're gonna spend $25, $30 plus $1,000 on a respray. So take care of your paint jobs, people. Go wax your car. Next step, the 3 seashells. What were the 3 seashells even for? Apparently, they're like chopsticks, but I don't understand the analogy. I just confused a lot of people. If you understood what I just said, it's probably not a good sign that as I was doing this, I had thoughts in my mind of, this is a waste of time. Why are you doing this? Yet I still continue to do it. The only part of this that's even remotely visible is this leading edge. So that's all it really needs to be polished up. The rest of it's hidden. So this thing goes up inside here. You literally don't see any of that stuff I just polished. That was probably a waste of time. Like the whole thing's hidden. I spent all that time cleaning it. No one's gonna see it. Commence re-replication. Re-replication. Thick, thick, thin. This stuff right here, 1/16 by 1/8 for you SAE folk. For those of you in the rest of the world that use common sense measure, that's 1.5 by 3 millimeter. Tiny stuff. If I were just half-assing this, I would totally use some self-tapping screws and just stick this thing back where it came from. But no, I'm going to make it like OEM. For whatever reason, this stuff does not go along the entire edge of both sides. I'm guessing it's like an air gap. Only putting it where it was from the factory, not putting it anywhere else. On the very top, it's on both sides, and then it stops on this inner portion until it got to the end, and then it has again on both, and that's on both of them. They're identical. I have nowhere to put stuff. My shop's a mess. I'm running out of space. All right, screws. Door weather strip molding. Some of you who have actually restored cars before might have caught on to what I'm doing right now. And that's because the final part of a car restoration is what takes the longest, these little tiny things. But clearly I don't have an engine in this car yet, so I'm a long ways from this stuff. And that's why I'm doing it right now. This will make the car feels like it's going along quicker. The placement of this is critical to how the glass shuts and seals. So I might not want to put the rubber piece in until I have the glass in the car. Take all these clipper doodles off. Ouch, you fucking dipshit. I'm gonna stick this exactly where it was. Right there. Side glass. Shoot. Should be the driver's side. I guess I don't need this anymore. These little rubber doodads inside here, I think should be tight. I don't think there should be a gap. I really wonder if we'll still restore cars 100 years in the future from now. Like a car from the 1920s will still be around, and a car from the 2020s will be a 100-year-old car that someone will be restoring. Like, I would like to think so. Crazy as hell if you think I'm gonna put dirty windows back in a car. The 3 days worth of work in this video are by far more difficult than the actual engine swap is. All this type of stuff sucks. I've been slowly easing my way up to the hardest part of all, and that's gonna be the glass and window regulators. This little guy was covered in grease, and that's what kept it from corroding all these years, but to work on it and reinstall it back in the door, having it covered in grease is just gonna make a mess. So I'm gonna redo it. I am so very thankful the original owner of this car included this with it. It has a complete illustrated part breakdown of the door, which I desperately needed. Well, this seems like it's not gonna be fun. I'm gonna do this before I have a bad day. Okay. Oh, I'm an idiot. This is the other side. And you guys don't need to see me do this twice, so. Dirty, clean. There goes nothing. Oh, this makes me nervous. This goes up, if I remember correctly. How is it humanly possible to get your hand behind that glass? Thank you, past Sarah. I gave myself directions on what hardware goes where inside the door. Oh, why? This is really not easy. Please, thread. Got it. Next goes the side channel. Luckily, I labeled all of them. I'm so glad I did this. Genius. I guess I just drop it down through the top. Magic. Upper channel. Those ones, okay? So this is really hard to show you, but right here where my thumb is, there's a little Teflon bushing that slides up and down in the window track. These guys right here, I need to order a set. Massive shout out to this website right here, Toy Head Auto, and the owner, I presume Rick. Literally everything that is needed to restore one of these cars. And some of it is genuine OEM Toyota parts. So that's a lifesaver right there. I made a huge order of parts just now, so that way I have everything I need to finish this up. I really couldn't know what I needed until I started doing this because some of my parts are good and some aren't. The next video I have for you guys on this car, I'll be doing a little bit of fabrication, metal work to getting the suspension all squared away and also getting the seat mounts done because I have a brand new set of seats for this car that have arrived. And then hopefully I should have the engine back. I'm gonna try to do a balance for you guys of big exciting stuff like the engine getting here, and then also little piddly stuff like all this trim work and wiring and all the more important stuff that has to be done on a project that doesn't really get shown on YouTube car builds. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you soon with another video. Bye.